This is one of those benchmark opportunities for both teams, a mid-season top 10 showdown. It's the Alabama Crimson Tide and the Texas A&M Aggies. Along with David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis. Holly Rowe is down on the sideline.
Thanks, guys. The Tide head coach told me before the game they believe that their wide receiver is the best in the country. He has been so electric this season, nobody can stop him. They believe that he is so efficient in the red zone, top 5 in the country in receiving touchdowns, and he firmly belongs in the Heisman conversation to hear his name called in New York later this year. Back to you.
Thanks, Holly. Texas A&M set to kick off to christen this game. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. This is what we expected. This crowd ready to make its presence known. Now here's Mack. Makes the grab. They say all games count the same, but you get to this portion of the season and a chance to win a top 10 battle like this carries a little extra weight.
And whoever keeps the top 10 number beside their name after this game will have earned it, because these two teams are very talented, David. We're now at the midpoint of the season. We're starting to get an idea of who these teams are. We're going to find out a whole lot more here today.
Yeah, dang right. How much implications down the road does this have? But how about you get an idea of exactly where you stand right in the middle of the season, playoffs down the road, make your statement here today.
He is lucky to get that one back, and the last thing you want is to turn it over on your opening drive.
Oh, and on defense, you just got to be able to finish that play. That defender had the football in his hands. He's just got to catch it. That should have been an interception.
Mack from the gun on third down. Pocket breaking down. And it's a sack.
It's always interesting to view the good teams, the teams that are ranked versus the teams that aren't ranked. And this defense, man, like, how do they play it today? I love that start. Coming out aggressive, flying around, playing like your hair's on fire, getting a sack to start this game, getting a little momentum on their side.
He gets a block. Returns like that are why you don't settle for the fair catch if you don't have to. Picks up just a little bit of yards to help out the O. Play fake, Marcel Reed. That, friends, is a busted play. Incomplete. Not sure exactly what went haywire there, but the timing was just off.
And that's your job as a defense, right? You got to find a way to disrupt the timing and jam wide receivers or get to the quarterback and make him feel uncomfortable, but you can't let that timing be easy and effortless. Nice job by the defense.
Just wedges it ahead a bit before he's brought down.
It's a veteran defense. They've seen option before. They were prepared to see it in this game, and you're seeing it on that play right there. Everybody doing a great job with assignment football, staying in their gaps, accounting for anyone who can have the football. They were ready for the pitch guy that time, and they're able to make a quick stop.
Might be changing the route. Movement on the offensive line. That's going to be a false start, and they'll walk it back. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. Still third down, but more ground to cover after the flag. Throwing Reed. Rush is on him. And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete. The Aggies send out the punt team to kick it away. Let's see if he can help the coverage team out with this one. First one's on its way. The leg ought to be strong. Only called on twice in the victory last week. He gets it out to the 17. The cover unit right there to make the stop. The Tide ready to roll on offense. They really didn't move the ball at all the last time they had it, and hoping for better fortune this time around. They'll knock him down after a pickup of 1 to the 18.
And what's the closest guy to the football, man? It's those defensive tackles, and those guards and centers have to work together. They got to get those guys and get some movement. They don't on this play, and the big fella eats. Nowhere to go. When you run into him, you usually meet the ground.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. The give to the back. Just searching and working for the running room as he gets it out to the 26.
You love to see this on offense. Early in drives, getting that kind of yardage keeps you ahead of the chains.
The 12th man more than standing at the ready. They are bringing the heat on 3rd down. Now here's Mack. And they get to the quarterback and knock him down back at the 16.
Give the defense tons of credit. They were not fooled. Everybody thought that was going to be a run play, but the defense didn't. They pinned their ears back. They got upfield, and they got to the quarterback.
No fair catches here, looking for room. Slips through the line. Very little will make a crowd hold its breath like a punt return, and he brought them to their feet on that one. So here comes the Texas A&M offense back onto the field. They went 3 and out on their first possession, now to see if they can be more productive this time around. Gets it out quickly. He stops him at the 31, but not before. He picks up 10 yards on the play.
And I think one of the secret sauces from a year ago for A&M was Craver and Concepcion. They were the best 1-2 punch in college football as far as playmaking receivers. Guys that could catch it short and take it long. Now you bring in Horton, who comes over from Alabama. This receiving core now, can they continue to grow? Can the passing game get better, Palmer, and take that next step?
Well, the good news is you still got Marcel Reed throwing the football, right? A guy with tons of experience and a guy who's made a lot of big plays throughout his career. So you bring in Horton, who comes over for Alabama. Big physical guy who can make plays down the field. Craver can take a hitch route, 80 yards, and score. Still a really good 1-2 punch of this Aggies offense, especially the passing attack. Still going to be tough to stop.
Ball's at the 22. 3rd and short coming. Can the defense force them to settle for a field goal? Direct snap. Some hard running there, but just too many defenders as he stopped for a loss.
You know when you're playing against a defense of this caliber, you're going to have some sort of balance, right? You can't just drop back and throw it every single play. Nothing going on that last run. They're going to have to find another way to get it going and handing the ball off.
It's 4th down, and they can make the field goal from here, but it looks as if they're going to leave the offense out there. What penetration, what dominance from this defense to knock him down and force the turnover on downs. And they are stopped on 4th down. That decision will be questioned. Just enough time for one more snap before the end of the quarter. The give out of the gun. And he steps out of bounds, and that's going to do it for the first quarter. Let's see if the offenses can find a little rhythm here in the second. Win with the running game on 1st down, now back at it. Mack. got it set up on the outside. Not a whole lot of room there on that screen pass as it just never developed.
Well, a nice gainer on that running back screen. Now, how about the offensive line getting downfield and getting blocks to really help out the back, find some space to go to work?
These are the types of plays where offenses impose their will. 3rd and short from the 45. To throw, it's Mack. Picked off. What a play to set him up. Trying to take it back. Touchdown, Aggie. And they turn it into a defensive score.
And they come up with a huge pick six, and that is one of the reasons this defense has been so dominant all season long. They don't give up big plays, but they take the football away. And once they do, they've got better athletes than you do. They're hard to bring down. They can flip the game on a dime.
Setting up for the extra point after the first score of the game. And with the extra point, they get the first 7 of the game. And he's going to bring this one out. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. The Alabama offense coming onto the field. The big thing now, don't get rattled by that last pick six, David.
Nah, it was a big mistake. Obviously, the defense took advantage of it, but you got to put it behind you. Jesse, I'm sure you know a thing or two about throwing a pick six and how to rebound.
I believe I've only thrown one in my life, but yes, I do, because of that singular.
Intercepted. A first-half turnover can swing momentum. Didn't get a ton on the return, but the most important thing, he got the ball, and they've got it at the 48. And the offense heads out onto the field to get the drive started. Here comes the heat. Hit hard as he released the ball on that first down pass, and it never had a chance.
The quarterback had no shot on that play. He had a defender bearing down on him. He knew he was going to get hit. I think he should have just thrown that thing out of bounds. He's lucky that wasn't picked throwing into double coverage.
They're dealing with a 2nd and long. Throws it deep. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have held on.
Well, on defense, they know that this offense is going to try and take shots. They're going to try and keep their secondary players in a position to make these types of plays. Good job on the back end forcing that incompletion.
Finds his big tight end. And that won't quite be enough for the first down as he's knocked down just short of the sticks.
And that's a big throw. That's a big-time throw on 3rd and really long, making a play, not putting the ball in harm's way. But I love what the defense did, man. They understood where the sticks were, and they weren't letting their playmaker get behind there. They were going to come up, make a sure tackle, and force the 4th down. And now you can make the decision on what you want it to be, but I like the execution by the defense.
Big tight end makes the grab, first down, still on his feet. He's got enough, and they roll the dice on 4th down, and they keep the drive alive.
How many times do you see receivers catch the ball and dance, and you get so annoyed because you're like, dude, do you see the yellow line? Go and get it. Really nice job by the receiver with the 2nd effort, getting the extra yards and getting the first down.
Hauls it in. That completion will take it inside the 4, and the offense is threatening.
Well, the play fake on the RPO bought the receiver some time to work himself open on the route. That was a man-to-man coverage on the defense. Nice job by the receiver putting his foot in the ground and
Touchdown, Aggies! And they take it in for 6 more points. Effective offense leading the way here and establishing this lead.
And that's how you draw it up, right? You want to come out, be clicking early, get everything going, want to get all the facets rolling. The defense right now on their heels, they have no answers. The offense doing whatever they want.
He's going to take a chance from midway in his end zone. He's brought down at the 16. Would have been much better off to take the touchback. Here comes that Alabama offense. This is when the pressure can ramp up a little bit on an offense, David, when they start feeling the heat to answer a score.
And I think being down 14, you can kind of feel that way. But, dude, if you put a good drive together, this is a 7-point game, so Palmer, no need to panic.
I was just going to say, David, I mean, this thing can flip quick. You go down, score, all of a sudden your defense gets a stop, or who knows, better yet, gets a turnover. This game is entirely different.
He had him open there, and I know this quarterback expects to make that throw.
It's a tough throw because, again, you got a couple steps on a guy. That's not wide open. These DBs are so fast, but that is a throw that you do expect a guy like that caliber, to be able to play a little pitch and catch and make that happen.
Russell from the gun on third down. Throws to the wideout. Intercepted. A first-half turnover can swing momentum.
And he makes a play in the back end. Nice job reading the pass, and that's his second of the season. This guy, unbelievable job seeing the quarterback, breaking on the quarterback, and going and getting that big play.
Across the 25. Nothing the Aggies love more than saying howdy with a strong running game.
Yeah, how do you like that first down? How do you like that ground game? Like, that's what they've got to be built on. They got to have that toughness. When the Aggies have that toughness is when you see the
ball is out behind the line. Defense swarming on that loose ball. A turnover. This coach wanted to be absolutely certain on a challenge. He was right. The previous play will be overturned. Try to make up for some of that lost ground on second down. Trying to make magic with his feet. Touchdown, Texas A&M. And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house. They are seizing control and taking away hope as they push out the lead in this Week 8 showdown. And with the extra point, they're up 21-0. Having a playmaker like that can get the offense out of just about any situation.
Ain't no doubt. He can roll right, he can roll left, he can do whatever he wants and buy time and throw the football. But you have to defend everything. You have to defend pass, you have to defend run, and you have to defend plays that aren't even called. So good luck stopping this cat.
Let's see if they can get something going here late in the half. Russell working that left side now. He'll get it out to the 25, not bothered at all being backed up, and they've got a first down.
Wow, they've been waiting for that play, right? They haven't been throwing it a lot. They've been real sluggish. They've got no points on the scoreboard. And now they come up with an explosive play in the passing game to get them in a position to score some points here, hopefully a touchdown, before this first half closes out.
Looking to pass. It's Russell. Fires to the wideout. Complete to the right.
Man, this offense, they needed that one in the worst way, right? They're getting blown out in this game so far, and as we get close to halftime, they've got to be able to put a good drive together. They've got to be able to come away with a touchdown here, close the gap a little bit going into the second half.
Makes the grab inside the 30. That is just a gargantuan play as he has it all the way down to the 12. Alabama pushing the tempo. From the gun, give on the inside. He's into the end zone. Touchdown, Crimson Tide.
You know, oftentimes in college football, the best offenses are the ones that can create explosive plays, just like you saw right there. They're top 10 in the nation in points per game because they don't have to drive the field. They've got dudes scattered all over this offense that can take it the distance on any given play.
And they did tack on the extra point, by the way, and knocked it right down the middle. He'll bring it out. It's Bussy. Rolling the dice to bring it out of the end zone did not work out as he stopped at the 13. Plenty of time to work, not any time to waste as they take over here in the final 2 minutes of the half. Here's Reed to throw. It's complete on the right side. Turning it on. Gets it to the 42-yard line, and that's a first down. Big chunk play to start this drive. Now they'll really try to take it to this defense. To the air, it's Reed. Makes the grab. Good pick up there. They'll move the chains, and they're set up at the 41.
And that's why, as a former quarterback, man, I love these drag routes, because if you get the right coverage and it's man-to-man and someone gets picked or can't keep up with your receiver, you just put it out nicely in front of them. They're going to make the catch, and they're going to take it a long way. Really great execution. Nice job by the receiver creating separation. And beautiful throw out in front of the target.
Texas A&M back to work with another first down. Quarterback keeps it. It's a fumble. And the defense jumps on it, and they get that turnover.
And, man, that is exactly what you want to do. When the quarterback runs the football, you want to be physical. You want him to feel you. You want to make sure you land on top of him, hit him hard. This defense, very physical. Get the football out, force the fumble, get the big play for the defense.
Runs through a tackle. At the 40 there, and runs through another one. Gets it inside the 40, brought down at the 39, and they can stop the clock. The Tide will have to call their first timeout. They'll have 2 left to work with before the half. Keelan Russell. Bringing the heat. They drop him at the 47-yard line, but he'll have plenty to move the sticks. Alabama calls its second timeout of the half. And they'll still have 1 in their pocket for what's left in this first half.